Betsy from Pike across the big mountains with her lover Ike, with 2 yoke of cattle, a large yellow dog, a tall Shanghai rooster, and a 1 spotted hog. One evening quite early they came on the flat. 'Twas near by the road on a green shady flat, when Betsy sore-footed lay down to repose, and wondering Ike gazed on his Pike County roads. They soon reached the desert where Betsy gave out, and down in the sand she lay rolling about, while Ike half distracted looked on in surprise, saying, Betsy, get out, you'll catch sand in your eyes.
No, bunch of. Hey, wait a minute. No more tonight. We got a lot of things to do in the morning.
Oh, it was a lovely evening.
That was fun.
You've all been so wonderful to me. So kind and considerate, I'll never forget it.
Oh, that's what friends are for, Sarah.
Good night.
Good night. Have a good sleep.
Thank you.
Sarah? Thought maybe tomorrow we might take a ride around the ranch.
Oh, yes, I'd like that. I'm so glad you persuaded me to come. Good night, little Joe.
Good night.
I think she's feeling a lot better now, don't you?
I think so, too. I sure hope so.
It's a good idea bringing her here.
Kind of like the old days when we were kids.
She was always over here. She's sure become a fine young lady.
I just hope she can get over the shock of her father's death.
Yeah, well, that was something. If ever there was a man that really wanted to live. Columbo, what's the matter?
Oh, there's nothing the matter.
I understand you've been to San Francisco.
Yes, I had some business there.
Oh, I envy you that. That's a beautiful city, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I hated to leave Sarah, but it was important.
Oh, she was fine here.
Oh, hello, Sarah.
Oh, this is such a surprise. I didn't expect you. You didn't write.
I wanted to surprise you.
Oh, you did?
Oh, you look beautiful. It's been good for you being here.
Yes, it has.
Mr. Cartwright, little Joe, thanks for taking care of her for me.
It's the least we can do, Seth.
We'll leave you two alone.
Mr. Cartwright, now that Seth is back, I think I'd best go home.
You know, Sarah, I kind of had a feeling you'd want to.
Are you sure?
Oh, yes.
Because if you want to stay here, it's all right with me.
No.
I'm just glad knowing you've got good friends taking care of you.
No, Seth, I want to go home. I want to go home.
Well, there must be something that you boys can talk about, even if it's only to complain about Hop Sink's food. Adam, how's the grazing in the North Pasture?
Oh, it's pretty nearly finished. They're beginning to stray.
All right. So she's gone. It was very nice having a girl like Sarah here for a time, but she's got a life of her own to make. Would it help to talk?
I'd like to go away by myself if it's all right with you, Pa.
It's all right with me, of course. if you think that going away would help solve whatever it is that's troubling you.
I just have to think it out alone, that's all.
Yeah, if you don't mind combining a little business, there's some trees I'd like you to look at. You go wherever you want.
Pa? Pa, I want to think it out for myself, but even if I go away, I don't think I can do it.
Well, son, I don't know what it is. I don't know if I can help you. I'll try, if you want me to.
It's not the kind of thing I ever thought about very often. It's the sort of thing that you can't decide the right or wrong of until it happens. And then it happens. And you think you've done what's right. You think you've done the only thing that you could do. The only thing. And then it starts. And you start thinking that maybe you were wrong.
You know, men generally know the difference between right and wrong. Of course, when they're wrong, they don't always like to admit it.
That's just it, Pa. I don't know anymore. I don't know right from wrong anymore.
Well, surely you don't want me to decide for you.
I know I have to make the decision myself. But maybe you could tell me what you would have done in the same situation. Now, this is the kind of thing that could happen to anybody. I mean, it could happen to anybody, Pa. Any one of us could be in the same thing and have to decide. See, now, man is badly hurt. And he's in a lot of pain. And his friend knows he's in a lot of pain. And the man knows he only has a short time to live. But even those last few moments of his life are going to be filled with agony.
I understand, go on.
So he asks his friend if he would end it. If he would put him out of this misery. His friend can't bring himself to do it, but he won't let him alone. He keeps begging and pleading with him for mercy, just to be able to die. And he keeps at him and keeps at him until there's nothing he can do except do what his friend asks. And he kills him. Was that so wrong, Pa?
Don't you know?
Help me, Pa, I'm not sure.
Well, I am sure. I am very sure, son. That was wrong.
How can you be so sure? How can you be so definite when I told you what the friend was going through?
Well, it's not up to the friend to make the decision. No matter how much pain the injured man was going through, not up to the friend to decide.
Can't you understand? He did it out of pity. He thought it would be more merciful to... He couldn't watch this man die in agony.
He couldn't watch this man die in agony. Well, how about the injured man? Don't you think that perhaps in his suffering he was trying desperately to live, not to die?
He begged him to help him to die.
Sit down. Sit down. I've always believed nature tries to pick up the pieces and make him whole again. Now, I don't know how much nature thinks about the pain that she's causing the man while she's mending his body. Her main purpose is to preserve life. To nature, life is sacred, whether the body is whole or crippled. And that's why I think that no one has the right to end someone else's life. Nature doesn't give up that easily. She's always working for survival, not for destruction. She doesn't always know when she's licked, but when she finally does admit to it, I guess there's nothing man can do except yield to the inevitable. But until that moment, no man has the right, morally or legally, to snub out a man's chance to survive.
And you let him suffer.
I'd help him all I could. I'd do everything I could, get all the help. I'd try to ease his pain as much as possible. Joseph, have you ever seen a man in this condition?
No.
Well, I have. I saw a man fall to the deck of a ship on the crow's nest. Saw a man trampled in a stampede. Oh, I've seen a lot of men trampled in stampedes. None of them died right away. They were in terrible pain, but none of them wanted to die. See, a man when he's in bad pain really doesn't know what he's saying. His body is fighting for survival, and his mind isn't always aware of that. It's suffering the pain. So he begs to die. He shouldn't be listened to. A friend should listen only to the pulse of life. Fight with it, not against it. What? You think about it, Joe. You still want to go away? Tell you what, why don't you ride out with Adam tomorrow and try to round up some of our strays?
Hey, Joe, see how that leg healed? Hey.
Why, I thought you'd gone to tell Sarah.
Now, do you really think I'd do something like that without talking to you first?
I guess I wasn't thinking. Oh, you have to understand.
I do understand, Joseph. I understand it's not a simple problem, and there's no simple answer. But there is an answer, and I think it's time you found it.
Pa, I don't want to
Look,
hurt...
Joseph, there's no time for talk now.